but then it's all done. It's just, yeah, out, in, it's just a simple swap over part. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna finally get in and rebuild this valve, well, get this rebuilt valve body back into the A340. So we're not doing a full built box. I did touch on it in a previous video. We're gonna do an A340 with a stage 1.5 shift kit. So we've already pulled it apart, but I'll show you guys us doing that, and then we'll jump into putting it all back together because there's kind of a procedure to do that. So let's jump in and get it all done. All right, so we did the boring bit off camera for you guys, took the sump off, just a bunch of M6 bolts. You can see them there on the wood panel. And then we're going around and pulling out all of the mounting bolts that hold the valve body to the gearbox. There's 5, I think it is, long ones near the bell housing, the rest are shorter. And those cables you can see me holding are, well, they were plugged into the solenoids that actually select the gear for you. So we unplugged all of those, taking all these bolts out and putting them somewhere safe because you do not want to lose these. Then we're going to come through and remove the solenoids and keep them with their mounting bolts. Keep them somewhere safe as well because you definitely don't want to lose those. Then coming through and cleaning the mounting surface with a Stanley blade. Later in the video we will come through with some brake parts cleaner and clean that surface again, but you just got to scrape all the old sealant off. Now, reassembly, there is one mounting clip that goes underneath for one of the solenoids. You have to put that one on first and torque that up to 10 Newton meters. Then you can flip the valve body down and line it up, put it in place. Now we're going to go through and put all the solenoids in place and finger tight the bolts on the brackets that hold them in and plug them all in, just so that we know that everything's lined up as it needs to be, no cables are getting squashed, and then you can go through and nip it all up later. Now we're going through and just placing all of the mounting bolts in position, long ones near the bell housing and the shorter ones around the rest of the body. And then we'll go through, nip them up from the inside out and then torque them from the inside out as well. There's a specific pattern, but you'll see you essentially go from the inside of the valve body to the outer edges to make sure it's nicely squashed down, perfectly flat and all torqued. Once we've torqued it once, we do one more lap all the way around to make sure we haven't missed any. And it's just nice having an extra set of eyes sitting there, having a look and making sure you've got every single bolt, you've torqued every single bolt, everything's plugged in, that kind of thing. Because when you're there by yourself, you can second guess it and sometimes you can miss something. Now that's the filter, putting it back on with its 4 bolts, and obviously we'll torque them up as well, 10 Newton meters on every bolt in here. And then it's time for the painstaking job of putting the Permatex black goop all the way around the mounting surface. Now, you can use grey, that's what's apparently recommended, but I like to use the black. If you can upgrade, why wouldn't you upgrade? I use the black for the sump of the engine, so I'm going to use black for the sump of the gearbox. It's a little bit more oil resistant, so it's slightly better, but yeah, you can use the grey if you've got that laying around. Now, this shift kit was from MV Automatics in Adelaide. You call any transmission joint and ask them about an A340 shift kit, that's where they're sending you. Costs about, I think it was $650 shipped. So that was me shipping mine there, them doing the upgrade and then shipping it back. So guys, that's just 2 Ugger Duggers. All right, and just like that, it is all done. So that was actually really simple. It was pretty much just unbolt it, rip it out, send it off, get it, rebuilt, back and back in. Now, when it was sent off, they did do dyno testing and pressure testing, all that kind of stuff to make sure it was running schmick. So pop it back in, reseal it, torque everything to the right specs. Pretty much everything was 10 foot-pounds or Newton meters, 10 Newton meters, but then it's all done. It's just, yeah, out, in, just a simple swap over part. We are going to be changing the front seal and the back seal because it's easy to do it right now, but if I put it in the car, and this being out of the car for so long, you know, maybe it's dried up, maybe it leaks a little bit, headache, just do it now for the ease, and then when it's in, we know brand new seals, it should be sweet. So that's it for today's video, guys. But I hope you guys come along for the next one because there'll be more fun stuff on the E46, and I'll use my GoPro so it's not all foggy and blurry like this is. Sorry about that, guys, but thanks for coming along, and I'll see you all in the next one.